what you need.
And welcome to our creators comedy, for fuck's sake. Creators commentary for the car branch of level 1. And this is not the first one we filmed, but it might be the first one you watch, so it won't make sense later, but it's okay. So this is quite, I mean, level 1 is really complicated. We had an internal discussion when we were planning it, and it was whether to do level 1 like we've done it, or to split it into multiple levels. It's like, would people rather have one level that's multi-branching or multiple levels? So right now this is the rough cut, so we might have changed this in the final version, but it's got all of my running. I want them to add Mario jumping sounds there and different stuff. And yeah, I'm running after the car. This level was a big mess because obviously we were filming the first part, the cafe one, and it all went wrong and we needed to film it a second day. And then this filming day is another filming day, and later in the apartment that's another filming day, and my running bit is another filming day, and the tank bit is another filming day. So it was like 5 filming days in the end. Specifically this one, my idea originally was that the level was called Cafe versus Car in the early script, and it was that Lottie would be in the cafe, and I'd join her, and then I'd look through the glass. It'd have a big window, and I see this marina in the car, and I'm like, there we go. And then it's the choice of whether to go or not. But our director loves beautiful visuals, and he wanted to do level 1, the other branch, in a country club type thing, outdoors, and it is very pretty, so okay. But then we thought, how can a car come past there? There is that little road, and then we were thinking about filming this on a street. But he said, the street's ugly, whatever, let's find somewhere beautiful to film it. So we're filming it in this place, which is a botanical garden. And the other ideas were a car park, a parking lot, parking garage, whatever you call it in America. And it would have been bad because it's very strange to come up to a woman. I mean, guys sometimes say it's strange to talk to a woman in a cafe. Imagine what they would say if it's running up to a woman in a car park.
All horror movie scenes are happening in parking lots, so that would be like, ooh.
Exactly, and the Wales Interactive guys would say we're copying Late Shift because half of their game was set in a parking lot as well. So we thought we didn't like that idea. Plus, I think they wanted like $1,000 to film in their nasty parking garage place. So that was a big no.
Plus, it was a lovely filming day because we had a lot of fresh air.
There's the tree thing. So yeah, it's a botanical garden, so you can see the little thing there, the nameplate of whatever tree they've got.
It was lovely with birds and everything, right?
Yeah, birds tweeting, and yeah, it was one of the favourite filming days. We actually took a picnic blanket, and when we weren't filming, we'd lie down like on the grass here, have some food, and just rest. And it was much nicer than other days when we were filming in nasty closed environments.
With smoke machines.
Smoke machine and no air and all of that stuff. So obviously in Dubai there are not too many places like this, but we did find a nice botanical garden. And I think the actress is really cool. She's called Kate, what's her surname in real life?
Antonova? No.
Antonova, if you want to look on Instagram.
Don't.
Is it Kate Antonova on Instagram?
So.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But obviously she's very pretty, and I think she was a good actress. And in real life, she's married to an Olympic rower, gold medalist Olympic rower, who's massive, and he was there at the end of the filming. And it's quite funny because both of us are married, but we had this kind of scene where we're basically meeting in the daytime and having sex, which. Now, we're recording this on July 25th, so I think that there's going to be all the online people that say, you can't do that, approach a woman on the street and have sex with her. You can. Easily done. In my experience, I'm often surprised by the things women will agree to if they're in the right mood. So you can say, hey, how you doing? Let me get in your car. I've seen it happen many times. Nothing aggressive, all very politely done. And it's very bold and different. And it just gives her something interesting in her life. If she's not too prudish and she's looking for a man, anything can happen.
Right. Well, women are different, and so are men. And why wouldn't we assume that some women are up for it in the daytime and actually looking for someone to do it?
Even if the woman's not looking for sex in the daytime, she's open to some kind of opportunities that would be interesting.
Definitely.
Right?
Why not?
So you never know till you try. And in our experience of having the kind of live training business, it's not that absurd at all, especially if you do things right and you found the right lady who's open to things. This car, it's a nice car. It's the car of she has a car, but it's not this one. We wanted a drop top, so it would look better for the shot. If it had, we actually wrote the original script assuming it was a sedan or something, so that it didn't have the top down, and so we had to delete a lot of parts of the script where I'm on top of the car, or so, I don't know what was going to happen, and but again, like our director had a big influence on Super Seducer too, because we deferred to him on all of the things involving the shot looking better. So he's like, no, we should have a drop top because it'll look better. We've got this nice car, let's do that. And it's the car of the friend of the line producer, who I think had just had a baby the day before, and he had to go to her and get the keys and borrow the car. So it was like behind the scenes. There's always these crazy things happening.
That's your brilliant acting.
Yeah, got run over. And that's the bit from Batman. I say it would be very painful for you, which is the bit in the plane in Batman where he says, "What would happen if I take the mask off?" Yeah. So what else is going on here? You were here again the whole day?
I'm always there.
She's always there when we're filming and she's in town. And no, she's always there. And in the breaks we were taking nice walks or lying on our picnic blanket because they had to change the shot a few times. We moved to the lake, and the lake is about 100 meters away, but obviously changing shots just takes a really long time. Then they attached a camera to the car to get shots of us driving around, and it was a long day, but and it wasn't even the whole level, right? So we only needed to film 60-70% of the level, and then the level in the apartment was filmed on the same day that we filmed the bit with the raccoon and Lilia about the juice, and it wasn't real juice, just some nasty packet juice, so I didn't want it. I like nice fresh juice. So that's very bad. But we rented the apartment as well from a friend of Lilia. Lilia in real life is an interior designer, as is her friend. And her friend let us use the apartment stupidly because there's like 20 people and a raccoon. I took the peas from her freezer and put it on my dick, and she probably didn't know and ate the peas later. So it's awful, but she won't watch this, so it's all right. But she got paid, obviously, but I still think it wasn't worth it having all those people. And what happened? Someone put something in the toilet, a T-shirt in the toilet, or?
No, I think it was a towel.
A towel in the toilet. It's weird, yeah. Something weird happens. But in general, the crew are lovely. I just wouldn't let that many people in my house because they scratch things and I don't know.
Raccoon was very funny.
The raccoon was great. He's very curious.
Yeah.
Nice little animal.
He's big. He's 15 kilograms.
Yeah, I had to keep lifting him up. He didn't want to be lifted up, and he scratched me. I don't think he meant to, but you can see if you watch the documentary in the DLC, I show my raccoon wound that we sprayed with antiseptic stuff right after. So I didn't get rabies, so I'm okay. So I quite like this level, and I honestly, like, people are going to say it's not realistic, but it's totally realistic. I remember many times in my single life where I'd offer something like, "Oh, let me get in and go with you." Like, where are you talking to a girl at the traffic lights? Where are you going? "Oh, I'm going shopping in town." "Oh, I'll come with you. Let's go." Go, drive, go for a coffee together, you know. And the guys that teach specifically the daytime stuff, like we have a friend called Yad, he will go out onto the street and bring women back to the apartment all the time. Doesn't mean he sleeps with all of them, but
if they're up for it,
if they're up for it, he wouldn't mind. And he's not even high pressure or anything. He's a very kind of chilled guy. He's like, "Come on, let's go back. Why not? Show you where I live," something like that. And some of them say, "Yeah, okay, sure." And it's kind of shocking if you don't know, but it really does happen. Anyhow, in real life, she's a TV presenter, and she's even got a baby as well. How old's her baby?
I think like 5 months or something really small.
So she's got a young baby, and this is the bit from MIA. So look up the video MIA Bad Girls. MIA Bad Girls. And it's a great music video, and if you haven't seen it, you should get it and see what that reference is about. I asked the editor to see if he can make it look a bit better, and we'll see if he gets a better shot. But right now, this is our rough cut of it, and that's how it looks. You'll also see this actress, Kate, in the feedback scenes. She's somewhere, well, she's in different places at different times, but she's in those. And her English is not perfect, but we said she's a Russian supermodel, and she kind of is a Russian model, so whatever. And the English is not perfect, but I think her acting's really good, and we had a good vibe, and so I don't even mind that. What do you think?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I'm not English, so I can't.
She's not English either.
No.
What else to say about this level?
What about the sofa scenes?
Yeah. So later on, we obviously actually let me skip forward a bit. My computer's working like a champ today. If you'll see later videos, it doesn't do well. Mm-hmm. So I had to wear that outfit like 20 times as well. This is the wifey's bag.
Oh, yeah.
She had to lend her bag because
her bag was too small and couldn't fit the vital objects that she needed.
It had a gun, the spray, and all of that stuff.
So I was like, take mine.
A lot of the scenes are improvised, so the bit with the gun was kind of improvised, what we'd say and do. The bit where she sprays me is totally improvised, where I try and karate chop her.
Oh, that's so funny.
When she's not there. And this place, we really like it. It's beautiful botanical gardens, and we often go there just for walks. We didn't shut down the whole place. They had a fee to let us film, and there are people walking by at times, but really not many during the week, so it didn't disturb things. And yeah. And it was the director's idea again. He wanted it to be somewhere beautiful. He's always thinking, because where would a closed juice bar be? It would probably be on the street with the windows all smashed, where it's shut down or something, derelict place, or just a closed sign or something. And he's like, no, that's not going to be beautiful. So the reason that Super Seducer 2 looks way better is because a lot of the time he wanted to choose look over making sense. So if this level doesn't make sense to you but looks good, that's why. We're fine with that. If you guys all hate that, in the next one we'll try and make it more realistic. But yeah, this is it where I get blinded. It was just, was it just Evian spray or something?
Yeah, it was just normal thermal water.
So normal thermal water. So if you're not a woman who uses thermal water, you won't know what that is. I didn't know what it is. But they just spray themselves with water, these women these days, and to cool down or something for the skin.
No, because if you use water from the tap, it's not perfect unless you have the distilled water running from your tap. So after you wash your face, you need to spray your face with that water, which is great, and then just let it dry or wipe it.
Does it hydrate it or something? Or
it's just better, obviously, you know.
So the bit with the gun, she agrees to go back, and there are actually common objections that this is like Hannibal inspired. We'd seen Hannibal on Netflix. I was just trying to do a little weird Hannibal serial killer thing. And what was I just saying? Yeah, the objection she would make is exactly what a girl will say in real life. I'm not coming back to your house. Okay, I'm coming, but won't have sex with you. Okay, I'll kiss you, but I won't. Whatever. Like that's like the common stuff. Rap placed. So yeah, this is not my apartment, and it's not real juice. We just cut some orange. I saw the cut oranges, and I was like, oh great, we're gonna have freshly squeezed juice. Like no, it's this packet stuff. I think they said that this picture was expensive, but
yeah, it's the local artist.
Okay.
Here's exhibition and stuff.
Okay. They have a nice window seat, so if you're into interior design too, you can check it out, and you can look up Honestly Designed is the company. It's Lilia's company with Marsha, who has this apartment. And she designed our place as well.
Yeah, this place.
There you go. I wasn't planning to advertise her, but...
A lot of things are made especially for that flat, like those little round things on the wall that you can see in the background. Not now, but there. They are made of wood, cut out of wood. Yeah, just wooden planks. And they were made by hand.
And they're all
especially by the order that she placed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool, so we like design and stuff, so that's interesting for us. If you just like games and women and whatever, it's probably less interesting. So this is, my microphone was visible there. Terrible.
Yeah.
So in the first game, on the couple of the levels that we filmed first, the microphones were fully visible. Coffee shop and the first date with us.
Yeah, they were just on top.
But
like
you can
that,
see my microphone. No, what are we gonna do? So it's stuck there, and then it's got the tape so that it doesn't rustle on my chest hair and stays in place. And but it's kind of visible, so that's bad. This routine, this is called 3 Criteria by Baxter. I think it's great. This actually works. We did a documentary for Channel 4 in the UK, big terrestrial television channel. I think it got 5 million viewers. They sent a journalist, and they wanted us to fail, really. They were filming one of our weekend events that we don't do anymore, so I'm not even advertising it. And we had to take these loser guys out, and I say loser guys because they wanted to find the worst possible guys. So they were lovely guys, but when it came to women, just awful. And a bunch of them were virgins and whatever. And Baxter was working with me at the time. And the guy was like, okay, you show me how it's done then. Like, go and get those girls, get their number. And we were like, shit, if we fail, we're going to look really stupid on national TV. So obviously I said, I don't want to do it. Baxter, do you want to do it? And he went and he did this exact routine. And it's on the documentary, it's called Rules of Seduction on Channel 4. And I think it's still on YouTube. But he did it and it worked. So it was...
Wow. That's brave.
Did I ever show you? I showed you that documentary.
Yeah,
and I showed you the routine in real life. But when we met, I never used any of those kind of pre-scripted things. And I didn't like them from the beginning, but they're a nice way to kind of fill time, stop running out of things to say, add a little bit of spice if things have gotten boring. So they're not bad when you need them. When you don't need them, you really shouldn't use them.
Right.
And you should get to being yourself. But when being yourself sucks, like it did for me when I was a loser virgin guy, then you shouldn't be yourself. So don't be yourself. So this scene was nice. There's a little room behind Marina, and that's where she was sitting, and Pete and the director and the makeup girl, who's also called Kate, and everyone was basically sitting here where this green door is.
Yeah.
And they were watching on the monitor and kind of calling stuff out. I was a little bit worried when we got to the sex scene that wifey would be comfortable. This is actually a Vicks inhaler that I'm using. I had sniffles still on this day, so I had this Vicks inhaler in my pocket, and I just was it improvised?
I think so.
I think it was improvised.
It wasn't scripted, no.
To take this thing and pretend it was a mini vibrator, because I think someone had said it looked like one already.
Maybe Pete or someone.
So don't ever do this at home, play fighting, all of that. I don't want to be responsible for your silly play fighting mistakes. That's when I got her real peas and put them on my crotch, which is not good. And on the part where we were lying on the bed, we had to stay there for ages and pretend to kind of get into having sex. And everyone was watching. Obviously, you've got 3 camera guys on this side, you've got the sound guy, you've got a bunch of other people, then loads of people in that room. It was very hot. So we had to pause in this kind of position for ages. And you say, okay, go on from there. Okay, do it again. Okay, second choice. So I was in this position for like 15 minutes. It was quite hot. And she's married. She's got a baby. I'm married. Are we married? Yeah, I'm married. And I asked her, I was like, how is it? She was like, no, touch her more or something, because she said it wasn't... What was it? Didn't you say that?
Yeah, that was because there was no real kissing going on. So we had to make sure that it looks very realistic when it's not realistic at all. Like, we had to place his hand right where it needed to be.
Like this. And move the head like we're kissing. So...
Yeah, basically. So I just saw it and I wanted it to look better.
And she was cool with it as well, very professional. I like working with professional actors. I told Kate this is her by the way, Kate. I told her at the beginning of filming that I wouldn't be kissing any of the girls in the game. I think probably it would be better for the game to do it, to have real kisses in it, but I think it's a lot to ask. It's an extra thing to ask the actors. It's just a bit unnecessary.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there were people after the first game saying I was just it was my only way I'd get to talk to girls is paying them to be in the game. But no, we treat the actors and actresses very well. I'm saying that on July 25th, hopefully no one came out with a scandal that I abused them or something, but I assume
Could only be me.
everyone's told us that they're very happy. I think that we were using our actors release contract for that, and apparently affirmative consent is a thing in America. So our American guy, Ian, who was in the other room, told us to include that. This is the Twitch bit. I say I'm going for my speed run, sex speed run.
It's ridiculous.
We considered doing Twitch streaming, but probably, because we play anyway, but I was just playing now before we made this video, but probably we won't ever do it. Maybe we do a guest stream or...
Maybe. Well, we are considering it.
Yeah. Failed the speed run, so back to Fortnite.
Usual stuff.
In reality, we've got Macs, so we don't have gaming PCs. We just play on PlayStation with the TV and stuff. So I just finished Mordor Shadow of War. I wanted to buy God of War, but I'm not buying it until Super Seducer 2 comes out because I think it will ruin my productivity when I should be focusing on the launch. Oh. So, yeah, we gave her the choice of whether she has sex or not.
Yeah.
Boom. We listened to the feminists, see? We listened to everything you said, ignored most of it, but we thought, why not give her the choice? Because
Well, wait. I thought feminists mostly just criticized the game and didn't get to...
They didn't suggest something, but they did say, why don't they have the option not to approach her at all?
And we have that now.
Now we have that, even though it makes no sense. I can make R1 big because the video finished. So it doesn't make any sense to have that in a game, because when do you ever play a game and your choice is not to kill the boss?
Yeah, or not to play.
Not to finish the level or whatever. So, okay, but they thought it was good. So, okay, great. In the first level, you've got the choice not to approach. Well done. The other thing that we did is we gave... they said that the women don't have any agency and they're treated like NPCs. So,
which was very offensive.
Which was offensive to all the women who were in the game. And
to me as well, because it's a scripted thing. It's a game, people work on it, and we are real people. Like, some people said that you probably paid £7 and a packet of quavers or whatever that was.
Oh, don't pick on Miniminter. So
I'm offended, right?
Miniminter from the Sidemen, Simon Wedgwood.
That was just mean, right?
Yeah, but he has to say things. I think he's quite nice, and he's saying things to, he needs to talk the whole time and entertain his people, and he's not trying to make best friends with us. He's just trying to keep his channel people happy and engaged.
By being mean.
Yeah, so sometimes it involves being mean and taking the piss. And Super Seducer 1 we don't think was that great. So we're okay with people taking the piss.
Yeah, but when it's like personalized. Like,
when they have personal insults, or when they say something is sexist and then they say something sexist, which often happens. Yeah, which we often saw. So we made some changes for that, including giving the choice not to even approach, and that finishes the level. You can complete the first level like that. Well done. And the other one is here, the choice to have sex, and then we have the levels playable from the woman's point of view, and you can end those in different ways as well, but maybe one of them has to end in sex for the right ending. But anyhow, we tried a little bit, and it will be interesting to see the response of the critics and the people that hated on the first game, if they go from giving it like 1 out of 10 to giving it 3 out of 10. I would be happy. All right, nice one, guys. Catch you later. So, hello and welcome to the director's commentary of Super Seducer 2. Obviously, I'm not the director, but I think I'm kind of best placed in the project to do the commentary. So, this is level 1, and this first part we actually filmed, I think, at the end of the second day. So it wasn't filmed in sequence. We actually had a disaster on this filming day. It was awful, and the whole team felt terrible. And it was because we only half finished the script at the end of day 1, so we had to get all of the actors, extras, set everything back for the second day. During this whole filming, so you see me now, I was super stressed out at this time because I was very worried about the time, because my role on set obviously is not just the actor. Like, I'm responsible for the whole project, and I was terrified because we got there at 8 a.m. Makeup and stuff for the actors, get on set, and then this part with Rachel, they started filming at about 12, and we're filming outside, so obviously the sun sets at 8 something. So they started doing this bit. It took 2 hours actually to film just her entrance.
even without my part. So just the parts where you see her took 2 hours. And then we finally got to working with the actual script, the approach and the initial choices in the first level at like 2. So I'm terrified and stressed all through the first few choices, just because of that. One of the reasons it was very slow was this camera that's filming this part now. It's a Ronin, which is like a handheld thing that you hold like that, and then someone else is controlling the direction with a joystick. So the guy is holding that and kind of weaving in and out. Quite a tough, strong guy was doing it. He was obviously, it was hot, so it was hard work as well. In this format, this is how I first get to see the edit. So we'll look at it like this. And this version, as you see it now, is not color corrected. So now it kind of looks washed out. Later it looks too bright, then whatever. So the color correction isn't done and the audio isn't done. The audio was a big problem because
Let's come and say hi. How are you doing?
As you can hear,
I'm fine. That's good to hear. Just coming for a spot of lunch.
There's loads of rustling and problems with the wind. You can see the tablecloth moving the whole time. So it was a very windy day. And again, this was another thing that messed up our shooting schedule, because we'd be doing a take that's about a minute long, and then we need to redo it because we didn't get it because of the noise from the wind. So that was something. You can also see sometimes our faces look like we're squinting a little bit, and it's because we had these big sun reflectors on us. So we're not in direct sun most of the time here. But guys have set up a massive big reflector thing to the side, just out of shot on the left here. There was one, and there was another one behind the actress Rachel. So, and this opener was actually from YouTube, because I got loads of suggestions from guys on YouTube, like don't ever approach women in the street, don't ever approach women in the bars, don't bother her, you shouldn't, that line would never work, you should do this. And there was a guy that actually made that, so I wanted to include it in the game as a kind of representation of all of the YouTubers and Twitch guys who thought that they wanted to give some advice about how to talk to women and approach women. So everything, by now I'm like super stressed out. It was the worst filming day by far. The other problem that happened the day before was that Rachel had a flight coming in, and it had a connection. And her first flight was massively delayed, so she was on track to miss her connection. Two of the people close to me were calling the airline in the UK, in different countries, different offices, calling the airport. I think it was via Poland. So she needed to, she only had 10 minutes in the end to make the connection. So that's not doable. But after many calls, someone picked her up, like from the airline at her flight, took her to the other flight, and she made it. But without the intervention, she would have missed it. She wouldn't have been there for the filming day. And then we've already booked and paid for the location, booked all of the crew and, everything like that. So it would have been, again, another disaster. So that was lucky to have worked out. And, filming outside is always hard. What we messed up on here was that when we filmed the first game, we were able to film a whole level in half a day. So when you see two girls in bar or girl on the street or whatever those levels, they're half a filming day, 4, 5, 6 hours max, even if they're outside, So the girl on the street level, we had lots of noise and different things from being outside on the street, but even then we managed to get through it. Problem here is that we've got much more complicated setup. We've got the Ronin camera, so if he's moving in a shot and doesn't quite get it right, he needs to do it again. If there's too much wind or whatever for the sound guy, we need to do it again. If the other actors mess up, we need to do it again. If someone does something in the background that they shouldn't do, we need to do it again. So in this one, it's kind of the Super Seducers audience's first look at the professional actresses that we got in SS2. In the first game, we had Shanna Vincent, that was, an experienced actress, but she doesn't work all the time as an actress. I think now she works backstage on NCIS, the big show, so or one of those top shows. And so in this game, we got loads of professional actresses, and you can really see the difference. In the background during this scene, you can see this guy in the Speedos on the boat sometimes. And they were actually, they weren't part of our team, obviously, but it was quite funny that there were people behind doing the photo shoot with a guy in Speedos and the girl in the sexy bikini. So in this level, we really wanted to throw the kitchen sink at it, include absolutely everything. We've got lots of crazy pickup techniques. We've got lots of funny bits. We've got lots of use of extras in it. We've got the granny, the manager, Anastasia from the first game. So we've got lots of variety in it. And also, I guess the main thing is the multi-branching, the way that it's possible to either stay with Lottie, the character here, or to leave with, or to go after Marina, who comes in the car later. So, yeah, there's I'm very happy with how it is. You see how we see it, as kind of a first look, and it's over an hour long in this format. So I was also very happy that we got a lot of footage and that it's good and it's still quite fast paced. One of the complaints about the first game was that, for example, we made the orange options quite boring because they're the wrong choice, right? So it's me just talking about fish, or it's me just talking about cats, or it's me just talking about books, and it's kind of boring. We also had the connection bits were mainly talking about very mundane stuff, hobbies and whatever. So we had a few moments where we'd have over 40 seconds of just, there's the chick in the background taking the pictures. She had her arse out. It was quite distracting. So we had all these times in the first game, like 40 seconds plus of just kind of mundane, boring conversation. And we got some feedback, obviously, that was accurate on that there was too much. So this game, SS2, we tried to make it much more fast-paced in terms of the script. We don't have, I hope, any moment where there's 40 seconds plus of me just talking about my aquarium or anything like that. That was one of the things we wanted to change. Second thing we wanted to change was we wanted to make sure that there's genuine attraction, this building between the two characters as the level progresses. Because in the first game, again, we weren't using professional actresses, and when someone is trying to remember the lines that they need to use, what's coming next, and whatever else, it's hard for them to then have that real connection with the person that's in front of them. They're kind of in their head thinking about what's coming next and whatever else. So in this game, I think we have we've done a bit better on that score too. And obviously the final thing that we really tried to improve was the look of it. So as I said, this is like the early cut of this level, but obviously it's got the moving camera, it's got the Ronin, it's got camera on slide. We filmed it in 4K, so it allows us to add a little bit of movement or zoom after in post-production, because we're not releasing the game in 4K, obviously, because it's already 20 gigabytes, and with 4K, yeah, it's going to be massive. So this is a silly pickup routine, ring finger DHV, if you want to look for it, where you relate each finger to a different Greek god. And I don't know, kind of works, kind of silly. If you want to use that, it's okay. If you don't want to use it, great, whatever. But if you want to try it, fair enough. My position on routines is that if a guy is so nervous and uncomfortable with women that he just can't speak, then they're quite good for giving that confidence. And then later he can move to being more himself. But in the beginning, having a little bit of that pre-planned stuff is okay. It's only a problem if you're just not ever moving on from that, and you're still 10 years later talking to women using all these routines, slides, tricks and gambits. So one of the things that we didn't improve on in this level versus the first game is the continuity. So later when our cakes come, my cake was actually a homemade cake that we brought in just for me, and I did eat it after we finished. But one of the things we didn't improve on in this is the continuity. So we do have the cake kind of sitting there all the way through, not getting eaten. It's a bit weird. Sorry about that. We messed up. We were running so late and stressed that we didn't have the we didn't have the direction to say, okay, in this connecting scene, eat some cake, because the connecting scenes are the only scenes that go all the way through, so they don't affect continuity. So if something needs to change, like something needs to appear on the table, it has to be in the connecting scene, not in a choice, because a player might not choose that. Right now you can see it's the end of the day, so the sun's right down about to set. We're only 16 minutes into the video, and that was near the end of day one. So obviously I'm really stressed and panicked. First, because I can't eat my cake. Second, because there's champagne glasses there with no champagne in. But third, because we've got to the end of day one and we've barely got through much of the script at all. So it was a disaster. And it was pretty stressful. After this, all of the crew felt bad. Everyone kind of blamed themselves, felt sorry, because we had to then rebook the venue, get the actors back, extras back. This is when Marina, or real name Kate, shows up. This was pretty cool. I like it. She looks brilliant. She's married to an Olympic gold medalist, so she's cool. She's a TV presenter, so Marina's cool. So yeah, sunset, 17 minutes worth of the 1 hour of footage. And after, I was really thinking, shit, should we just pull the plug and not make Seducer 2? Because I can't spend double, on the filming. We already upped the budget massively, so we'd get better quality, but I can't do each level over 2 days. I wasn't planning for that. In the first game, each level was half a day. And in this one, it's going to be a full day. It's just not going to work. So we had like the crisis meeting or whatever, and figured it out. But we didn't have too many problems in the rest of the filming. And I think this level was just a problem, really, because of the amount of movement. So we're getting our cakes again. I think it's not in sequence for some reason, but whatever. Maybe in the real game it will look right, or maybe we'll get our cakes twice, or maybe we'll have the cakes, then they'll disappear and come back. I don't know. But yeah, the continuity is one of the few problems. In the first game, we actually had visible microphones and all kinds of serious problems with the continuity and different stuff. But in this game, there should be a lot less. This being the first level, yeah, we ironed out some of those problems later. So overall, I'm very happy with this one, and I think Rachel was a great actress. I think there's always a lot going on in the level, a lot of movement. So it's pretty cool. And I'm going to leave it there. So this was your bonus for completing the Lottie branch of level 1. And I'll be back with some commentary on other levels, give you some behind the scenes stuff.
One
Okay, so here we go. This is the commentary track for the office level. And the office level right now is called level 6, but we liked it, so we're probably going to make it level 2 in the final game. We're using an office here that is an architect's office in real life. On the wall, we've got this picture of me sitting exactly as I am now, which we thought was funny. What we forgot to do was actually zoom in on these other certificates on the wall. So they're pretty good actually. One of them on the desk is my hypnosis certificate. This one, there's like a diploma for project management, Prince 2. There's an NLP certificate, and there's my GCSE certificate. That's the qualification we do at the end of secondary school in the UK, or high school as you'd call it in the US. And my grades were quite bad, so it's just funny that it's there. They're like C's and D's. I think the best grade was a B. The actress in this is Daria or Dasha in real life, and I think she did really well. We actually auditioned her for either the car part of level 1 or this one, and we thought that she was very sweet and cute, so she would work as the young innocent secretary for this level. And this was quite a hard filming day. We started maybe at 8 in the morning for makeup setup, and then we continued until 10 p.m. This is the bit where I'm checking out her ass, and as I say in the feedback, this was something that happened, in the office that I worked at in real life, back in, I don't know, 99 or something, long time ago, when I was 18, 19 years old, and in my first job for a software company. So yeah, dirty, wrong, all that stuff, but it's in there. One of the things that made this day very long is that we changed clothes a lot of times. So we had, I think, 5 different outfits, because obviously an office romance doesn't develop immediately. She starts work and then you're dating on day 2. It doesn't work like that. So we had to show a lot of time elapse and us becoming more familiar, as would happen with colleagues in an office. And the other thing that made it slow was we have 3 different shots, or 4. One at her desk where, yeah, it's all shot there. One at my desk where, like this, like we're watching now, and the other in the boardroom with all of the rest of the employees there. So it normally takes like an hour or something to change the setup. So we've got 3 cameras on this now, and it would take about an hour to move them all. And on this level, it was especially hard because it's got glass walls, so you could see the reflection of the camera if you didn't position it just right. So we were working on that, and there was a guy cleaning smudges off the door and stuff, because yeah. So there was a lot to do, but I like the final look. I think you can see here there's the architecture stuff, so we didn't take that down, but I guess it's not too big of a deal. I actually asked them if the screens were visible that the rest of the guys are using. They said they weren't. If they said they were, I would have made sure we had something, I don't know, playing Fortnite or playing something on there, because it would have been funny that the employees are not working and they're playing. So yeah, this turned out to be a pretty cool level. I think that it would probably generate some controversy, but we didn't intend it like that, because if check the statistics, lots of people still meet through the office, and it is something that happens. In this part where I get stapled, the makeup artist was working on it, and you see boom there. That's what she came up with. So we've got the makeup artist, she does the makeup, the hair, on everyone, and she also can do a little bit of special effects makeup as well. So she was really cool, a good member of the team, and always very fast and never held things up. Um, Dasha in this level, she's called Sarah in the game, but she had a very good attitude. It was her first kind of acting role, and she really tried hard, and was um, suffering by the end of the day because it was just a long day. It was very, very hot. In any scene like this, you have to imagine that there are tons of lights and tons of people in the room. So all of the people you see in front of the camera, but behind the camera, another 20 or so people. So it does get very, very hot, and there aren't many breaks. So you have a lunch break, like 40 minutes. You have a break when they're moving the cameras, but otherwise, you just need to nail it, because we ended the day with like an hour of footage again. And to do that in a shooting day is quite unheard of. A lot of the time you can film a whole day just to get 30 seconds or 1 minute for a TV commercial, or a couple minutes for a film. So we had a very fast pace all the way through. This script was mostly written by me. Some of the red options in it we took from the real world examples. There's some Harvey Weinstein stuff. There's some Louis C.K. Who I actually like. I think he's a great comedian. And there's the dude whose name I forgot, who had a special button on his desk that slammed the door shut on the girl. So obviously we're showing all of the stuff not to do as the red options as we always do, and we're drawing on those real world examples. A lot of the time people think that the red options are totally out there, but you see in this that it is not so out there. There's a few scenes on the phone, so our sound guy tried to differentiate those. He goes through a few stages in the post production. First, we get a video that looks like this. We make comments about camera angles, find any problems. I don't know, anything that can be changed in the edit, even shortening some scenes, cutting stuff. And then it goes through the sound mastering, the color correction, all of that stuff. And then finally, it's cut up. So each clip is cut, and we end up with I don't know, 60, 70 clips from a level that is all of the choices, all of the connections, the intros, and everything like that. You also see that the intro with Lilia, where I give her the raccoon, is not in this level. That's because we shot it later, and obviously it needs to be cut in. So right after that, so we get all the videos, and that's not the end. Then they need to be transcribed. So we get the English text, then sent to the translators, translated into all the languages, and sent to the coders, and they insert it into the game engine. So we've already finished filming, but we have a lot to do with doing all of that stuff. It stopped.
Okay, so we've got, here we are in the office. This was one of my favorite levels, as I've said, and also people told me that my acting performance was better in this. Now, I know that a lot of people in the first game said that I was like Tommy Wiseau, not just because I'm the writer, producer, actor, everything in the movie, but also because my acting is super cringe, lame, and embarrassing. And I think that the cringe moments we kind of saw what they were. It's when we kind of pause and we're looking at each other, nothing's going on, and we had a lot of those because we had to do them to cut where we had the choices. But also, yeah, definitely the acting wasn't great, and I think that in the first game, I have very small range because my acting is all basically how I am in real life. And in this game, we had a director, Arthur, who kind of pushed me to do different things. We had the other professional actors and actresses who I watched, and I was like, wow, they're really cool. So I need to step up my game and also see how they do things. And then finally, we had Pete on set a lot of the time, and he was giving actor direction as well. So for many reasons, you know, I tried harder, and I think in most of the levels my acting is better. But the other thing we've done in SS2 is we've brought in all of, to be replaced by coders, we've brought in all of these other actors and actresses. So the idea is that if you guys prefer them, fine, okay, we'll take me out completely. If you like it is, with like 4 or 5 levels being mine, great. You know, I can do that again. If you hate all of them and you only want me, I guess I can do that as well. I don't really care. It would be a lot easier for me if I didn't need to act in it. When you act, you have to come before you know, filming begins. You're normally waiting around for ages. You're under the hot lights. It's uncomfortable. All the pressure is on you, and then, you know, it's a long day. So it's a hard job being an actor, and personally being judged by all of the YouTube and Twitch guys, it's generally not not so nice. So I'd be happy to step back from in SS3 and not do any levels, but you know, we'll see what the players want, and at the end of the day, my goal is to have the best possible game. So I'm happy to do that. You can see in all of this, the camera is always moving. They're on sliders, and 2 of them, and then 1 fixed, which is different to the first game where we had them all fixed. And in this level, you'll see that we have the 3 different scenes. We have 5 different outfits. We show the time going forward, and we have a lot of extras. So behind the glass, there's all of these guys. His computer is visible, and I asked if it was, and they said no, it probably wouldn't be, but if I'd known, I would have put some games on there so that he would be playing something. I think it would be funny for the gamers to see the guy in the office who's supposed to be working, but he's playing Fortnite or something on the computer. So all of this stuff, great extras, like, you know, this old guy, he's brilliant. He really does look like an employee in a company, and I think it adds a lot to it. In the first game, we had like Go and Coffee Shop, and our microphones were visible, first of all. Second, the cameras were just static, staying in exactly the same place. Third, there were no other customers in the coffee shop. There was no staff in the first half of it, and then we were like, you know, this is weird, let's put someone there who can pretend to be I think it was the actual person who works there. So we did that. But in this one, we're seeing how it really does make a difference and bring life to it and make it look like a real office, which is what we want, and to always have beautiful shots and movement and less long, boring cuts. So that's kind of the concept behind everything. Dasha, who's in this level, you can see in the feedback clips, she's one of the women there. I won't tell you who all of them are, you can try and guess, but there's Marina from the car level, and there's someone from Super Seducer 1, she's in the red dress, Anya, and then there are a few others, but you can see if you can recognize them from the feedback clips. The feedback clips is another massive thing that we did differently. In the first game, We filmed all of the feedback in 3 or 4 hours, which is why I had this kind of flippant attitude to it. It was like, oh God, can we finish now? And we had this controversial sexy chicks on the bed, which was just a random decision. It's like, okay, we're filming in my bedroom because it's cheap and we've got a low budget for this. Let's just add some sexy chicks, so at least it looks nice. Plus, guys like sexy chicks. What's the problem? And then Me Too happened, and everything went nuts, and people picked on that. So in this game, I wouldn't say that. It's definitely not pandering to the feminists or SJWs or whatever you call those guys that like to just complain about stuff without suggesting what we should do differently. But we wanted to make something more classy, high end, and that's why we went for the elegant feedback clips. So it's not dirty. We use a lot of the actresses from the game, like I said, so you can't accuse them of being unpaid models, or like Pro Jared called them prostitutes. They're legit cool people that are successful and doing well in life, and we went for this elegant look, so it's still visually engaging, and because boobs are visually engaging too from the first game, but visually engaging, but also elegant, and nothing dodgy there. So my mum actually came to visit when we filmed this office level. She was watching during the bit where the two colleagues are discussing what happened, and she says, "You're fucking the boss. If that's true, screw you." And my mum was like, do they have to swear? And we were like, yeah, sorry, Mum, that's the way it is. So my mum visited a few times during the filming, and I don't know, I think it was interesting for her to see this project we've got going on. She knows the crew, and they interviewed her for the documentary. She doesn't play the game, and I wouldn't want her to see too many of the dodgy bits from it, because she doesn't really watch on Netflix. She says there's nothing to watch because it's all violent and dodgy and bad in different ways. So she wouldn't be cool with all of the swearing and sexual themes of this game, which is fine. That's why she's a lovely, sweet mum. And had it upside down. So this is all improvised. She threw it at me, I caught it, and then I'm talking about it. And everything is actually improvised in this. I don't know what I'm gonna say until I start saying it. And all I have for guidance is like one sentence. If we were to write the whole game, it would need hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages of script. I'd have to memorize it, which I don't want to do. The actors would need to memorize it, which might make their performance worse, because you lose something in the moment when you need to remember a line versus just react to it. Depending on the actors, some are cool with that, but in general, with less experienced actors or people like Dasha, who's in this level, who are not actors, we kind of see that when we give them specific lines to remember, they're more in their head than in the moment, and they lose the connection. So for many reasons, there isn't a script. I don't think that many people could do it like that, because it's just really, really, really free. Obviously, if you're doing a serious high budget TV show, you wouldn't get everyone there without a script. But for us doing Super Seducer, releasing Super Seducer 1 in March, and then releasing Super Seducer 2 hopefully in September. Right now it's July 21st. So how long would we need to have spent writing it if we needed to fully write out the scripts for all 10 levels, rehearse them and whatnot? So the scripts are just one line for each choice and each connection, believe it or not. I think I need my inner voice there, so we add that later. We've got all these bits when we add stuff. So that was 10 to 11A and stuff. We have this strange naming system, but basically the first game was a total mess. We got the 500 something video clips, and then we really fucked up the process when it comes to transcribing, translating, and cutting. So there were just so many problems. This time it's all really beautifully streamlined, so we're not going to have the same problems. This actress, Yevgenia, in real life, I thought she did okay. We auditioned her for a main role. She wasn't right for any of those, but we used her for this. And I was a bit worried that she'd be happy swearing because we're friends on Facebook and she's got all these Jesus quotes and stuff. So I was wondering if she'd be okay saying, "You fucking slag, sleeping with the boss," or whatever she needed to say. And in this little scene here, you've got the architect stuff again on the right. So remember, we used the architect's office. And the reason we chose it is because it's pretty with this kind of living wall on the left and the glass walls and all of that stuff here to be wrap-laced by the coders. So in the final game, obviously all of that stuff will get changed. The coders are generally going to use the same technology as the first game. The advanced seduction engine, obviously, I supply, but the rest of the coding they do, and it remains basically the same as the first one. Personally, I think the UI could be better, but we probably won't do it. We wanted to release this in September before the AAA season kind of started, and I decided to spend a lot more budget on the filming and less on the coding. So we didn't make wholesale changes to that, but it's something that we could consider for SS3. For Seducer 2, we spent over $100,000 on just the filming. In Seducer 1, we spent about 15, including editing and everything. So the budget is way, 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 way up. And another thing that I want to see when people play it is, was that worth it? Or is it okay just to have me and someone who's not an actor and film it on an iPhone or something? You know, is that going to be fine for people? But personally, I'm really happy with all of this stuff. You know, this looks like a living, breathing office. We've got all these extras. My thing is falling down in the background, my certificate for Prince 2 project management. I think these make a big difference because it pulls you into it much more. It's much more visually engaging, and we tried to make the script more punchy. Like I said, I've got more range, we've got a bigger cast, all of that stuff, and I'm hoping that everything just makes it a way, way better game. At this stage, before release, it's always an unknown what people will think of it. You know, we're going to get it into the hands of the YouTubers and Twitch guys before release, then the players, and obviously my hope is that we've improved enough on the first game so that across the board people will like everything more. That was actually the first shot that we filmed that day with this boardroom. So we filmed things out of sequence, and I'm wearing a suit here. This is one of it's all actually my own stuff. I don't have an office job and haven't for a long time, but I have a few suits, and I did actually slap Gerald here, and I was not watching, but he does a really nice job of being sad and looking traumatized, which I guess he would be in real life too. So that's it. That's my commentary for the office level, and I'll be back, and I'm going to try and get the wifey to join me on the next commentary. I'll go and talk to her now, and if you see her on the next one, she agreed. If you didn't, she didn't want to do it. We're recording now. You ready? And now we need to... Are you staying on that side?
Yeah.
You swap the headphones then.
Mike, I really liked our first lesson.
Okay. So we're going to talk about the Chinese restaurant level. That was the code name for it, was Chinese restaurant. The idea was that I'm having these Chinese lessons and then my teacher would be the hero of the level. But then we couldn't really find a Chinese restaurant. We found one and they wanted to charge us like $2,000 to book it from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. because they had some bookings at 5 p.m. and they wouldn't be flexible. And we said, well, can we really start earlier, like 6 or 7, and then it'll be all right? And he said, no, I'm not coming in to open up for you. I said, I don't know, they made so much money, they weren't really interested in taking our cash to book it. So this level is included because the game is popular in China. And we wanted to do something for the Chinese gamers. We got feedback from those guys and they said that they wanted Asian actors. They didn't specifically say we want Chinese actors, we want Asian actors. So we're like, yeah, we get that, cool. So we've got the actor Ben, who's playing Michael in this. He's my Chinese teacher. In real life, he's an actor and he's got, what is it, qualification?
I think some kind of physics, maybe nuclear physics or something.
PhD, right?
Yeah.
Are you speaking? You're speaking too quietly.
Okay, sorry.
So he's got a PhD in physics or something like that. So we were hanging out when we weren't filming, and it was quite interesting talking to him about science. In this part, I'm speaking Chinese. I knew a little bit of Chinese. I went to China 15 years ago, and at that time I always liked to learn a bit of the language. So there I'm saying ganbei is cheers, and you always try and cheers lower than their glass. So the thing I was worried about in this level was that I was playing drunk, and I never done it before. I'm not an actor, and I've seen a lot of TV shows and films where they're supposed to be drunk and it looks really stupid. Have you seen anything like that?
Many.
So it's obviously not a simple thing to act. I did have one vodka. So of those 5 on the table, one was actually real vodka, just for me to get. So that's real vodka if I'm drinking it. So I just wanted to get into the mode of drunk. And then this is the actress. Anna is the character. Amelia, her name in real life. Our director thought she was a phenomenal actress, and I was kind of sorry that I couldn't be acting with her, because I think it would have been fun, because she's got banter, as we call it in England, where we'd be able to have some nice back and forth. The other thing to mention is my amazing jacket thing. Cultural appropriation, but it's really cool, so I like it. It's my favourite thing. What have you got to say?
You look good in this jacket.
Not about the jacket. So you were here as well, as I understand. Right?
Where? Over there?
Yeah, so you were kind of... so we're here, Amelia's here, and you were kind of more...
Yeah.
In the foreground, so yeah.
Close to the camera.
Close to where the camera is.
Over there, behind the column on the left.
What was your job?
Well, I was doing a little bit of directing, a little bit of just time management and managing everything on set, helping everyone with everything.
So basically, Kat was sitting there with the script, and she'd see what's coming next, prepare the actors for the next scene, tell them like, okay, now it's a green option, where he comes over and is quite polite. One of the cool bits in this is when he sings. That's one of the opening choices. And everyone was pleasantly surprised. Everyone took out their phones and were filming it and stuff. So
I really liked it. I didn't expect that. That was amazing. Very good.
And for most of this level, I'm sleeping. So it's quite a strange level, because in all of the other ones, I'm either acting in it or I'm watching it. So in this level, I wasn't really aware of what's going on, because I was actually there with my eyes closed. I never fully fell asleep, but I think I was tired after filming and stuff, so I almost fell asleep. In this early part, we're talking about like common stereotypes that help or hinder Asian guys when they're picking up women in, you know, America or the UK. And it's all true stuff. Like, Asian guys think that Western women won't be into them, that Western women think Asian guys are more shy, reserved, because they generally are. You know, you don't see gangs of, well, maybe you do, but you don't see like gangs of thuggish looking Asian guys too often, and you don't see the kind of drunk and disorderly Asian guy going groping women and stuff. So there's some cultural stereotypes, and I'm ready to be called racist when this game comes out, but basically we wanted to do it because there are big differences, and we talked to the top Asian dating coach, and you know, when I was doing seminars in England where we'd get, you know, 15 guys coming along, the Asian guys were generally very, 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 very shy. It's just the way it is, you know. So there's cultural stuff. You know, the Irish guys were always super funny and great. Actors were good students. Salesmen were able to be kind of loud and strong, you know. So there were differences for many reasons. And one of the things that we saw was that the Asian guys were much more shy. So I'm ready for you to call me racist for saying that, but God, you know, not everyone's the same. So this level is also interesting, I think, for the guys in China or Singapore or anywhere else to learn a little bit about how to approach Western women. Because in the big cities, there are tons of Western models. If you go to Beijing, Shanghai, Singapore, Tokyo, wherever, there's tons of Western models, and the local guys are normally not into them. So they're actually very easy pickings because they're just kind of there working and quite lonely. And the local guys don't really bother them because they're too polite. This location we really liked. I think we found it a couple of days before.
Yeah.
And it's actually right next door to the location we used for Girl Looking for Serious Relationship. Literally next door. But this is Asian Fusion Restaurant. It's pretty cool and we like it. What have you got to say?
Nothing really. Well, it was difficult for Amelia because she had to pretend to eat this salad for like 10 hours.
Yeah.
And she actually ate some.
Yeah, she crunched on it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so that was interesting to see.
He did ad-lib the line later where he says, "You're racist because you're ordering a salad in an Asian fusion restaurant because it's like a Greek salad or something." I thought it's funny.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking,
what else have you got to say about this level, just to put you on the spot?
She must be looking for some Asian.
Did we pick them up from the airport? Or you did?
Yeah.
I think you picked them up from the airport.
I did, yeah.
So we were filming the office level. I was filming that. Kat went to pick them up from the airport, took them to dinner. I finally finished the office level at 10, came to meet them. And in the morning, we picked them up. All of the actors that came over, we wanted to look after them. So we sorted out the airport pickups. We personally got them in the morning and took them home, took them for nice dinners and stuff, because this was the first time we were bringing in actors from other places, and we wanted to make a good impression. So this is where he sings. So in the game, this is orange, right?
I think so.
I think...
But maybe we changed it to green later because it was so good.
Yeah, so when you play, I don't know, it's either orange or green, but it was supposed to be orange, but it's obviously, probably green.
I think the idea was that we didn't expect that he would sing that well, so we thought that that option could be orange, because if you don't sing very well and then you try to do that, then it doesn't really work that.
But serenading is so old school, but I think the lesson for guys is, you know, Michael or Ben in real life, he's quite talented.
Very.
And he's got a lot of knowledge, and that's just cool. So it doesn't... if a guy can't do anything, you know, like in this, he does speak those languages. He could speak a bit of Russian and stuff, yeah, and Italian, and he used silly examples when she asked him if he speaks those languages, but it shows that he's attractive because of the talents of language speaking, singing, and obviously his science knowledge is pretty cool, but it doesn't take much to do some stuff and learn some skills like dancing or singing. Is maybe harder for guys, but it shows you that it is impressive and different and cool. This way shows his dick. He had problems with the things that were a little obscene, but I think he did really well in the end. And Amelia's reactions are fantastic all the way through. We did most of this level, like 90% of it in one take, because we have to get the whole level in one day. We need to do that, and we nailed it because she was fantastic. She never needed a second take. The director was always happy with her reactions. There was more on Ben because, you know, it required more performance, so he sometimes needed second takes, but basically very, very rarely needed to do anything again.
So you said this guy's your student. What is it that you teach him?
I think there's a continuity problem. There's one where he says my friend and doesn't mention that I'm the student. So if you choose that option, and then she says, you said that guy's my student, and we didn't actually say that. So that's the kind of thing that is difficult to keep track of in the game. We have to make sure that all of the green options and orange options, basically all of the ways you can progress from one choice, connect to the next connection. So if in one they introduce themselves, in the other they don't, that doesn't work. If they end up sitting in a different position or with different stuff on the table or whatever, then it doesn't work. If I'm sleeping in one but awake in the other or whatever, it doesn't work. So continuity is a thing we really have to keep track of, and it's harder than most filming things because it's not sequential and we have these different red, orange, green choices. Again, throughout this level, we got the advice of the Asian dating coach, Asian Playboy, and he, told us some interesting stuff, like Asian guys probably speak more languages, have traveled more, they probably have some connection to, they probably know a little bit about Buddhism, Taoism, Tai Chi, something like that. And so they should use that because all of that stuff is cool, especially to, yoga chicks in LA or whatever it might be. So my understanding at the end of this is that it's no disadvantage being an Asian guy because you've actually got that difference and something that she can be interested in. So
definitely,
I like it. Go on then, I'm talking too much. You normally talk as much as me.
It's my first video of this kind, so I feel a bit awkward and shy.
That's good. So it's not that I'm just talking and bullying.
No, it's not.
Keeping you silent.
I think while filming this, we had that drilling problem as well.
Yeah, there was some...
in the corner or somewhere, and it was super noisy, so we had to retake sometimes because of the sound, mostly, not because of anything else.
And that often happens, actually.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
There's also stuff like the extras looking at the camera. I think I remember the director talking about that. And
or looking at the actors all the time, which is a problem as well, if they're just sitting there staring at the actors.
Mm-hmm.
One conversation and you just asked me if I had a boyfriend. No, actually...
There's a few things I like in this technique-wise. Obviously, all of the Asian stuff, and also there's this one where he says, as a single girl, do you use dating apps or do you prefer to meet people in real life? And she says, how do you know I'm a single girl? And he says, well, there was two things you did earlier. And they gave it away, and she's like, tell me, what are they? And he's like, I'll tell you another time. So it's just really cool, because she might then say, I'm not single, and you say, oh really? Well, you did these two. You can still say it.
Yeah.
And if she is single, it's a nice way to find out. I think all guys want to say, having good ways to find out the common stuff is really cool. So that's a nice one, you know. It's a line, it's kind of premeditated, but I like it. So we used it in this level, and I think that we made Super Seducer kind of 50% as a teaching aid and 50% as entertainment. In the second game, we've tried to make sure we've got actually more cool advice type stuff. But still, yeah, we're going for 50-50. But yeah, we hope still that there's some success stories of guys using stuff from the game and getting into happy, long-lasting relationships, getting married, whatever else. This set was nice, right? It wasn't too hot, it wasn't uncomfortable.
Yeah, you can see
it was
that
an easy filming day.
This room is quite spacious. It's big, so it ensures that it's not too hot and there's some oxygen. Because when the location is smaller, sometimes when it's a small bar, it gets really hot from all the light, and also there's a lot of people behind the scenes. So
you have to keep the door closed. You're not allowed to put air conditioner on because it's noisy. So it's
this was pretty
disastrous.
Good. This was really good.
Yeah, I like it. I like.
It's one of my favorite levels visually, because the location is really cool, so it's always interesting. I like the two actors, and I like my role in it where I'm not really that important. In it, I sing Chinese when I come and interrupt them, and that's a song by Jade Chow called Simple Love, and the lyrics are, I want simple love, and it's talking about how he wants just to be like holding hands and all sweet with someone and being honest, and so it's a Chinese love song, and I knew it from like almost 20 years ago. So
wow.
And the girl who's in our bonus level, the level in Mandarin, she says he's her favorite artist, so he's still going even today. And I think we're okay with the music rights, because I kind of chopped a few different verses from it, and we don't have the music. But if hopefully we don't get sued, because I think I just checked that roughly to make sure it's okay.
It's okay if it's a cappella and if it's just a couple seconds.
That's what someone said, but yeah, hopefully it's all right.
We'll see.
But anyway, so he speaks Chinese, and the thing is, he's not. His parents are. Well, one parent is from Taiwan and another from mainland China, maybe.
I think so.
But maybe he doesn't speak that well. We don't really know. But we said that he's born in England and whatever. So hopefully, when he speaks Chinese, it doesn't sound like when I speak Chinese.
Sorry, I've got the wrong idea here. Just go. Can you just fuck off?
Okay. I'm leaving.
Okay, thank you. Go.
There was also the other actress comes. I think she's called Maria in it or something. What do we call her?
Don't remember.
What's her name in real life? Don't remember her as well.
Yeah, I mean.
So when her friend comes, this is a common situation in seduction as well, when the friend comes. And if they get into a conversation just with the two of them, it's likely you're going to get blown out if they haven't met for a while, if they want to catch up, all of that stuff. So that's when you need your magical wingman. So that's what I was doing there. And she was actually really good, I think. She was
great. I really liked her.
She acted pretty well. So I think we tried to get her back for something, but she
couldn't do it, unfortunately.
She was busy. I forgot what it was. We were trying to get... was it with Jolie?
Yeah, to be her friend.
Yeah, we wanted her to be the friend in the girl looking to get laid level. So, but she was unavailable. But maybe we could use her for Super Seducer 3.
Racist!
Because she did quite well.
This woman's a racist. Could you remove her, please?
So a lot of that is ad-libbed, and I think we got Ben saying it was quite hard. He found it hard to ad-lib, and he found it hard to switch between the green and the red. And I think a lot of the actors found it a big challenge, but also quite freeing and fun, especially the actors that hadn't really done comedy stuff before. They kind of really got into it and enjoyed it. So most of the actors said it wasn't the worst job they've ever done, which we're happy about. And some even said, cool, yeah, we'd come back. So we were happy. When we're filming, we start having all kinds of ideas, thinking, wow, these actors are great. Why don't we make an interactive horror game or something? You know, we've got Super Seducer, but we could do any kind of interactive movie type game. And
that's a lovely idea.
Yeah,
really
so
like
we could make Ben a werewolf and Amelia could be the screaming girl that gets killed or something like that. And I like it.
Yeah.
So in this one, in this game, I repeated puking up on the girl. I think that was so good in the first game that we included it again.
Your best move.
I do not do that with my friends. What? Get off me!
It's also got the friend zone moment. We can be friends. I think it's got a lot of great seduction tips.
Insights.
Yeah. Then we're actually at the bar in the background, hanging out the whole time. So I'm in the shot for the whole level, even though I'm not doing much. So it's 10 hours. Half the time I was pretending to sleep. And then the rest I'm chilling at the bar and we were talking. And you got really jealous, didn't you?
No, I didn't. They were not allowed to talk loudly, so it was okay anyway.
I was like, yeah, all right.
They were just mostly just lips in there.
Yeah, just lips.
Yeah, moving their lips.
Ah, yeah. You what? So that's good, moving lips. And then what else? Then she was going to go and play Juliet in Romeo and Juliet in London in one of these open air theatre interactive performances where you perform. All the actors are performing in different areas, and you're kind of walking through and seeing what they're doing. It's got a name, I forgot it, but
sounds really great. Yeah,
sounds really cool. And she's really into acting, and you appreciate the art when she explains why she does it. We took them for a walk in the park, and we're hanging out. Was that on a day off? Or after?
Maybe after.
It was maybe after filming. This day actually went really fast. We wrapped it and we shot everything that we wanted to. A lot of levels don't let you do that. Here he's doing the Jeff Goldblum Jurassic Park chaos theory thing. Find it on YouTube. It's quite cool how Jeff Goldblum does it, and you can compare.
Basically what you learn. Okay. And it's everyone's hand.
In the film, he actually dropped some water, but we didn't have the budget to bring the water cup at that moment. So. But yeah, in a lot of the levels, we actually cut stuff. We're running late, and we say, you know what, we've got 4 or 5 options here. Let's cut 1 or 2.
Yeah.
In this level, I don't think we cut anything, and that's always nice. Plus, we finished on time. Plus, the day wasn't too uncomfortable, so we were pretty happy with it. Cool. You got anything else to say about this level?
No.
No, go on, say something.
I really like this level. It's really good. It also is very different from what you see with your own eyes while you are there and it is being filmed versus what you see later on when it's edited and beautiful. Very different. Like you never know what you will get, but usually it's better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, we're seeing the scene when we're backstage. We're seeing it from our angle, where we can't really see both the actors' faces or this general shot or whatever. We've got some kind of view that isn't optimal, because if it were optimal, we'd be where the cameras were. And the director has his screen with the 3 cameras on them. So he can see everything really, really well. But it's usually hard to get in there because there's not much space when we're
Yeah.
filming, so they stick him in the corner. So, all right, cool. Sweet hug. There we go. All right, we'll leave it there. Nice one. So that was the commentary for what we call in here level 10, but we probably will put it as level 3 because we like it. We come up with the original order and it always gets changed, and we want to have a few strong levels, like 3 very good levels in the beginning, and then the rest, whatever, we just break it up so that the previous level is not too much like the next level. All right, that's it. See you later.